If you are someone who is running a webinar funnel right now, if you're a coach, consultant, or you are a info operator running webinars for your partners, your clients, this video is for you because I'm going to show how one of my clients got to about $300K a month and added about almost $500,000 on top of their current webinar funnel that they were doing, while having cheaper cost per lead and getting cost per lead at damn near $0, right? And increasing your show and close rates and getting high intent, highly qualified buyers in their webinars and Zoom calls. So in this video, I'm going to go over that, and I'm going to also have the timestamps under this video. So let's get into it. So if you are someone who is running a webinar funnel in 2026, right, in the big 26, you are probably paying, let me put my face down here. You know what, let's just zoom out. You're paying about $10 to $20 just to register someone. Your cost per lead is about $10 to $20. And only about 20 to 25% or sometimes 30% of those people show up. And which means that your real cost per attendee is about $60 when you do the math. And half of those attendees are tire kickers, freebie seekers, and not buyers. They don't have any intent. They have not paid you any money. And even though webinars are great, we face this problem a lot of times. And if you are running webinars, you probably face this problem as well. So you're essentially paying a lot of money to present to a lukewarm room. Webinars are great. It's a great mechanism, but the economics are not so good. So what if instead of paying for webinar leads, the webinar leads paid for themselves, right? While having near zero cost per lead, 30 to 40% show rate, and a room full of buyers who know you, like you, and trust you, and know how your methodology works even before hopping on the webinar call. Here's how you do it. We do it by having a low ticket product on the front end. Not just any low ticket product, a self-liquidating low ticket product that has built-in upsells that liquidate your admin and has a strategic upsell after that books you calls and then ascends those buyers into webinar leads. I'll show you how this works. And one of my clients, again, got to almost $300K a month with this model with more than 95% liquidation on ad spend. So what we do is we get people from meta ads to a low ticket page, and it looks something like this, headline, yes on the left, and product explanation on the right. Now the price for the low ticket is about $17 to $27, and the goal over here is to not profit, but to break even, right? Liquidate as $1 in, $1 out. Here's how we do it. So we get people from the meta ads right over here, and once they buy the low ticket, once they opt in for the low ticket, we have 2 to 3 order bumps in the checkout. All right. And what that does is it increases our average order value. So we're recovering about 50 to 80% of our ad spend before they even, go on the webinar. Now, after that, what you can do is have something called an Ascension Bridge. Here, what it looks like is, let me pull this up. What this is after they buy the low ticket product, we introduce a new problem that comes after buying the low ticket. So problem A leads to problem B. They buy the low ticket, they know how the strategy works, but for example, you can sell the implementation in this case. So knowing a trading strategy is one thing, but actually getting results, implementing it is another thing. So that's what we did over here with this client. So we said, okay, you buy the low ticket product, congratulate them. We affirm them on buying the low ticket product, future pays them on what's going to happen over the next few weeks because they took action. And then we said, okay, a lot of people who do buy a low ticket product don't get results. And we said that when we did the survey, and a lot of people said that they couldn't implement. And they couldn't implement because they didn't know how to do it. They knew how to do it, but they just couldn't implement. Why? Because their trading account is different. The time zone is different. They are different. Their risk tolerance is different. Blah, 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 blah. We just had all these micro problems that come after buying the low ticket. So they actually believe it, and they go into a problem state. And because they just bought, their buying energy is at its highest. Just like when you go to the store, you always buy something. When you go to the checkout at the store, they have like a little section where they have like other stuff like little snacks, chocolates, and all the other stuff. You always, most of the time, you buy some stuff from there, even if you don't need it. That's essentially what we're doing, because you're at your peak buying state. This is the same thing with order bumps and this. What we do is, after we've introduced a new problem, we say, okay, here's a free implementation call. It could be free or could be paid, right? If you really want to liquidate 100% of your ad spend, you could have like a $47 or $97 implementation call with one of your senior advisors, which is basically your closers, and you can charge them about $47 to $97 or even more, right? With this client, we did about $197 because it was with the client himself. There were two guys, and it was with the client himself. That's why they charged about $197. Now, doing that will 100% liquidate your ad spend and even put you at a profit point. But if you want to liquidate about 50 to 80% of your ad spend, you can keep this for free, right? Now, from here, about 20 to 25 people will book a call, right, from you straight up, right? But what about the other 75%? What we do is, from there, let me pull up the step 3. This is where the webinar comes in, right? 70 to 80% of people who didn't book a call, right? Even though we do send them emails and, we have like other sales asset running in the background, we have a Zapier firing automatically after they buy the low ticket product. And the webinar is automatically added to their calendar. And in the checkout, in the confirmation page, we have a sign up button, which is essentially fake because they're already zapped in. From here, we have emails pushing the webinar, talking more about it, making them more excited about it. We have our setter calling them up even about the webinar. We have a DM setter calling them. We have SMSs, emails, and the community and low ticket is also talking about the webinar. So we get them so much excited and aware about the webinar that our show rates even go up to 50%, and the people who show up to the webinar are already pre-sold. They know you, like, and trust you, or have already spent about $50 to $100, and they already pulled their card out, right? Which means that these people are more likely to stay till the end, show up, and convert. Now, for this client specifically, let me show you what we did. He didn't even have any closers with this model. He did this purely direct to cart. Let me show you. So we had the webinar after the low ticket, a 90 minute webinar, and then from there we just straight and push them to the straight to cart. And a lot of people convert. Let me just run you through the numbers. So we had about 745 buyers on the front end on the low ticket, and from there 95 of them converted into the webinar. Considering that 745 of these buyers were 90% liquidated, and then these buyers, their cost per buyer, effective cost per buyer was about $9. So you're paying about $20 to get a cost per lead. With this model, you can get a cost per buyer at $9. You can get people to hop on a webinar for you for $9, and they're not even leads; they're buyers. So this is the model I've used for my client. There's a lot of people, not a lot of people, some people crushing with this, especially in the crypto industry, trading industry. And I'm not seeing a lot of people go into this, which means that this model doesn't have much competition with this. Now, if you are someone, a coach, creator, consultant who is running webinars, who wants to run webinars, or a low ticket model, and wants someone to do it for them on fully done for you basis, or you have an agency, if you have someone working for you, and you want someone to consult them so you get the best results, then I'm going to link down my Instagram. You can DM me over there, reach out to me over there, and we'll go from there. And yeah, this is it for me. And if you have any questions, if you got any value from this video, please let me know. Comment down below this video. And yeah, this is it for me, and bye bye.